The soldiers' "no one can beat the galaxy" was vast and full of powerful species. Some were known for their advanced technology, others for their massive armies. But when it came to Earth, most aliens laughed. Humans? They said. They are weak and fragile. What they didn't know was that every nation on Earth had its own group of Deathworld soldiers, warriors, trained to survive in the harshest conditions on the planet. A dangerous threat approaches Sonde. A massive alien fleet arrived near Earth. They were the Draenics, a ruthless species that had conquered countless planets. The Draenics believed Earth would be an easy target. They had heard rumors about Earth's soldiers, but dismissed them as myths. The Galactic Council warned Earth, but humanity had no intention of surrendering. Instead, the leaders of every nation gathered and agreed to a bold plan. They would deploy their Deathworld soldiers to protect their home. The world's best soldiers unite from the icy tundras of Siberia to the scorching deserts of the Sahara. Deathworld soldiers were chosen from every corner of the planet. These were no ordinary warriors. They were trained to survive and fight in extreme environments. Each group had unique skills that made them nearly unstoppable. Russia's frost warriors could endure freezing temperatures that would kill most beings. Brazil's jungle fighters could navigate dense forests and lay deadly traps. India's desert commandos were experts in surviving with little water and using the terrain to their advantage. Japan's shadow operatives could move silently, striking before the enemy even realized they were there. The Draenics thought they were attacking a divided planet. What they didn't expect was that Earth's nations would unite for one purpose: survival. The battle begins. The Draenics launch their first wave of attacks, targeting major cities. Their ships hovered in the skies, raining destruction below. But the Deathworld soldiers were already prepared. They knew the terrain better than anyone, and they used it to their advantage. In the frozen north, Russia's frost warriors ambushed a group of Draenic soldiers who had landed in the snow. The aliens' technology malfunctioned in the extreme cold, while the frost warriors moved swiftly, using the icy landscape to trap and destroy them. In the Amazon rainforest, Brazil's jungle fighters turned the dense forest into a deadly maze. The Draenics were confused and disoriented, falling into traps made from vines and hidden pits. The jungle itself seemed to be fighting against them. In the deserts of India, the desert commandos used the scorching heat to their advantage. They lured the Draenics into endless sand dunes where their equipment overheated and their energy supplies ran out. The commandos struck at night, using stealth and speed to take down the invaders. In the cities, Japan's shadow operatives worked in silence. They moved through the streets like ghosts, taking out Draenics patrols one by one. The aliens were terrified of the humans they couldn't see. The Draenics are overwhelmed us. The battle raged on. The Draenics began to realize their mistake. These humans weren't weak or fragile. They were resourceful, intelligent, and relentless. Each group of Deathworld soldiers brought something unique to the fight, and together they were unstoppable. The Draenics commander, Kralon, watched in disbelief as his forces fell. How are they doing this? He growled. His advisors had no answer. They had underestimated humanity, and now they were paying the price. A clever counterattack. The Deathworld soldiers didn't just fight back, they went on the offensive. Using Earth satellites and communication systems, they coordinated attacks on the Draenics fleet. Scientists and engineers worked alongside the soldiers, hacking into alien technology and turning it against them. In one daring mission, a combined team of shadow operatives and jungle fighters infiltrated the Draenics mothership. They planted explosives and escaped just in time, watching from a distance as the massive ship exploded. The remaining Draenics forces panicked and began retreating. Humanity's victory. After weeks of intense fighting, the Draenics fleet finally fled. Earth was scarred but victorious. The Galactic Council, which had doubted humanity's strength, was stunned. Reports of the battle spread across the galaxy, and Earth's Deathworld soldiers became legends. Each nation celebrated its heroes, but more importantly, the world celebrated its unity. For the first time in history, humanity had worked together as one, proving that their diversity was their greatest strength. A warning to the galaxy. As the Draenics limped back to their homeworld, they left a warning for others: do not underestimate Earth. Their soldiers are unlike anything we've ever seen. They are the soldiers no one can beat. And so, Earth stood tall, not just as a planet of warriors, but as a symbol of resilience, unity, and unstoppable determination. The galaxy would never laugh at humanity again. Training the galaxy's best soldiers, the galaxy was in chaos. A powerful alien empire, the Kravak, had begun its conquest of nearby planets, leaving destruction in its wake. Many alien species had tried to resist, but none had succeeded. Desperate, the Galactic Council turned to Earth for help. The Council had heard stories about Earth's Death World soldiers, humans who could survive and thrive in the most dangerous conditions. The Council didn't want Earth to fight directly, but instead asked humanity to train their soldiers. It was a bold request, and the nations of Earth debated it carefully. "We'll teach them," Earth's leaders agreed, "but they must follow our rules." The aliens arrive on Earth. Aliens from across the galaxy arrived on Earth, eager to learn from the Death World soldiers. Each species brought its own unique traits. The Voltan were quick and agile, but lacked discipline. The Kreltok were strong and durable, but slow learners. The Vryn were intelligent, but physically weak. At first, the aliens were excited. They thought the training would be easy. But when they saw the harsh conditions the humans were preparing, their confidence faded. The first day of training and the first day, the Death World soldiers explained the rules. No shortcuts. No complaints. You don't leave until you finish. The training began in the Sahara Desert, where temperatures soared to unbearable levels. The recruits were tasked with marching across the dunes, carrying heavy packs. The Voltan, used to cooler climates, collapsed from the heat. The Kreltok fell behind, and the Vryn tried to use their intelligence to avoid the hardest tasks. The human trainers didn't show mercy. "You're here to learn how to survive," they said. "The enemy won't go easy on you, so neither will we." Harsh lessons in survival. After the desert, the aliens were taken to the Amazon rainforest. The jungle was humid and filled with dangers, poisonous plants, aggressive insects, and unpredictable weather. Brazil's jungle fighters led the training, teaching the recruits how to navigate the dense forest and set traps for enemies. The Voltan, with their speed, began to excel in this environment. They learned to move silently through the trees, using their agility to their advantage. The Kreltok struggled at first, but eventually adapted. Their strength made them excellent at building shelters and carrying supplies. The Vryn used their intelligence to map out safe paths and identify edible plants. However, there were moments of failure. One Voltan tried to skip a task and got lost in the jungle. It was a hard lesson, but they realized the importance of teamwork and following orders. The turning point: after weeks of grueling training, the aliens began to change. Their bodies grew stronger, and their minds became sharper. They started to understand the human way of thinking, adapt, endure, and never give up. In the icy tundras of Siberia, they faced their toughest challenge yet. Under the guidance of Russia's frost warriors, the recruits had to survive freezing temperatures and navigate treacherous snowfields. The Kreltok, with their natural durability, shone in this environment, helping others who struggled. For the first time, the recruits from different species started working together. They shared food, built shelters, and protected each other from the cold. The human trainers watched with pride as the aliens learned the true meaning of unity. The final test, the last phase of training, was a simulated battle. The recruits were split into teams and tasked with defending a base while fending off human instructors acting as enemies. The Voltan used their speed to scout and gather information. The Kreltok defended the base with their sheer strength, while the Vryn coordinated strategies. Together, they managed to outsmart and overpower the human instructors, proving they were ready. The human trainers congratulated them. "You've done what many thought was impossible. You've become Death World soldiers." Victory in the galaxy. Soon after, the Kravak launched another attack, this time on a planet where many of the trained recruits were stationed. The newly trained soldiers, armed with their human-taught skills, stood their ground. They used Earth's tactics to outmaneuver the Kravak, turning the tide of the battle. The Galactic Council was astonished. For the first time, an enemy had been defeated not through technology or numbers, but through sheer determination and skill. A legacy of strength, the recruits returned to Earth to thank their trainers. "You didn't just teach us how to fight," one Voltan said. "You taught us how to survive." Earth's Deathworld soldiers smiled. "Now you understand what it means to be human." From that day forward, Earth was known as the galaxy's ultimate training ground. And the legend of the Deathworld soldiers continued to inspire hope across the stars. The Galactic War everyone feared for centuries. The galaxy had avoided an all-out war. Conflicts were contained, treaties were signed, and diplomacy held shaky alliances together. But everyone knew it was only a matter of time. The Corvans, a militaristic empire known for their ruthless expansion, were preparing for conquest. Their fleet was vast, their weapons advanced, and their ambition unyielding. The Galactic Council, made up of the galaxy's major powers, was on edge. If the Corvans attacked, no single species could stand against them. The only hope lay in a desperate plan, calling upon Earth. Humanity, often underestimated by the galaxy, was known for its Deathworld soldiers, legendary warriors who thrived in impossible conditions. A call for help. When the Council's message reached Earth, the human nations gathered to discuss the request. "The galaxy has always looked down on us," one leader said. "Why should we fight their war?" But others argued that this war was inevitable. "If the Corvans conquer the galaxy, they will come for Earth next. We must act now while we still have allies." In the end, humanity agreed to join the fight. But they had one condition: they would lead the defense their way. The Council reluctantly accepted, unaware of what humanity had in store. The preparation begins. Earth's Deathworld soldiers began preparing for the greatest war in galactic history. They trained day and night, pushing their limits and testing new strategies. Meanwhile, humanity's engineers worked to upgrade their technology. They developed stealth ships, adaptive weapons, and energy shields that could withstand the Corvans' powerful attacks. Earth also insisted on training soldiers from other species. The Galactic Council hesitated, doubting the effectiveness of human methods. But as the recruits began their grueling training under Earth's best warriors, they started to see results. The aliens learned to think like humans quickly, creatively, and relentlessly. The Corvans strike first before the Allied forces were fully prepared. The Corvans launched their first attack on a neutral planet. The invasion was brutal and swift. Cities were destroyed, and millions of lives were lost. The Council panicked, but Earth remained calm. "This is just the beginning," the human commander said. "We need to fight smarter, not harder." Humanity proposed a bold counterattack, targeting the Corvans' supply lines. It was a dangerous mission, but it could weaken the enemy's massive fleet. A team of Deathworld soldiers, along with their alien allies, volunteered for the operation. A bold counterattack. The team infiltrated the Corvans' supply depot using human-engineered stealth ships. The operation was risky, but their training paid off. They sabotaged the depot, destroying weapons, fuel, and food supplies. The Corvans, caught off guard, were forced to retreat and regroup. This small victory gave the galaxy hope. For the first time, the Corvans had been outsmarted. Humanity's tactics were working. The turning point: the war dragged on, with battles erupting across the galaxy. The Corvans were relentless, but so were the Allied forces. Under Earth's leadership, the Alliance started to fight as one, using human strategies that focused on adaptability and teamwork. The Deathworld soldiers became legends on the battlefield, inspiring fear in their enemies and admiration in their allies. Their ability to thrive in the harshest environments gave the Allies an edge. Whether it was fighting in the vacuum of space or in toxic atmospheres, the Deathworld soldiers always found a way to survive and win. One key battle took place on the planet Gravis, a world covered in volcanic landscape. The Corvans believed no one could survive there, but Earth soldiers proved them wrong. They used the extreme environment to their advantage, ambushing the Corvans and turning the tide of the war. The final battle. As the Corvans grew desperate, they prepared for one last, massive attack. Their fleet gathered near a key galactic system, aiming to crush the Alliance in a single strike. Humanity proposed a daring plan, a full frontal assault to lure the Corvans into a trap. The Allied forces would pretend to retreat, leading the Corvans into a minefield of cloaked explosives. The plan required perfect timing and coordination. The Death World soldiers led the charge, drawing the Corvans into the trap. When the mines detonated, the Corvans' fleet was devastated. The Allies seized the moment, launching a counterattack that shattered the remaining forces. A new era of war was over. The Corvans, once the most feared empire in the galaxy, surrendered. The Galactic Council declared it humanity's victory, acknowledging the crucial role Earth had played. But humanity didn't seek glory. Instead, they emphasized the importance of unity. "We didn't win because we were the strongest," the human commander said. "We won because we fought together." The galaxy entered a new era of peace, built on the lessons of the war. And though the Death World soldiers returned to Earth, their legend continued to inspire hope and resilience across the stars. The betrayal that united Earth. The Galactic Council had always viewed Earth as an unpredictable but necessary ally. Humanity's ability to adapt and endure was unmatched, but their independent spirit made the Council uneasy. Despite their reservations, the Council often relied on Earth's Death World soldiers for dangerous missions. However, this time, Earth's involvement would come at a heavy cost. A mysterious request-owned quiet morning, Earth received a call for help from the Galactic Council. An aggressive alien faction, the Exarach, was preparing an invasion of key Council territories. The Council claimed they needed Earth soldiers to prevent the attack. Earth's leaders hesitated. "Why are we always the first to be called?" they asked. But the Council was persuasive. They promised trade benefits, advanced technology, and future alliances in return. Reluctantly, Earth agreed to send its best soldiers. They ambushed the Death World soldiers, along with a fleet of Earth's most advanced ships, arrived in the contested system. But something felt wrong. The Exarach forces were nowhere to be seen. The humans prepared for battle, but their scanners showed only empty space. Suddenly, the Council's ships turned on them. It was a trap. The Galactic Council, fearing Earth's growing influence, had decided to eliminate the Death World soldiers. Human ships scrambled to defend themselves, but the betrayal caught them off guard. Many ships were damaged, and the soldiers were forced to retreat. Humanity's forces barely escaped, returning to Earth with heavy losses and a burning sense of betrayal. Outrage across Earth when news of the betrayal spread. Earth was furious. Nations that had once argued over resources and politics now found themselves united in anger. "They used us," one leader declared. "We risked our lives to protect their galaxy, and this is how they repay us." For the first time in decades, Earth's nations came together. Their differences seemed insignificant compared to the shared threat of betrayal. The United Earth Alliance was formed, a global coalition dedicated to protecting humanity and ensuring no one would betray them again. Preparing for revenge, humanity began preparing for war. The betrayal had exposed weaknesses in Earth's defenses, and the Alliance was determined to fix them. Scientists worked day and night, creating new weapons and ships designed to counter the Council's tactics. Engineers developed advanced stealth technology, making Earth's fleet invisible to enemy scanners. Soldiers trained in underground bunkers, mastering strategies for both offense and defense. The Alliance also spread the truth about the Council's betrayal to other alien species. Many were shocked and outraged. Some even joined Earth, offering their support and resources. Striking back, the Alliance didn't wait for the Council to strike again. Instead, they launched a bold mission to disrupt the Council's command structure. A team of Death World soldiers infiltrated a Council stronghold, gathering evidence of the betrayal. The operation was dangerous, but the soldiers succeeded, returning with proof that the Council had plotted against Earth out of fear of its rising power. The evidence was broadcast across the galaxy. The Council's reputation was shattered, and their allies began to question their loyalty. A united Earth fights back with their forces strengthened and their allies growing. Earth launched a coordinated attack on the Council's key strongholds. This wasn't just a war for survival, it was a fight for justice. The Death World soldiers led the charge, using their knowledge of Council tactics to outmaneuver their enemies. Earth's new technology gave them an edge, allowing their fleet to strike hard and retreat before the Council could respond. Each victory inspired more species to join Earth's cause. The galaxy, once divided, was now rallying behind humanity. The final stand, the Council, weakened and desperate, retreated to their last stronghold. They gathered their remaining forces, hoping to make a final stand. The Alliance launched a full-scale assault. The battle was fierce, with both sides suffering heavy losses. But Earth's determination proved unstoppable. The Deathworld soldiers broke through the enemy's defenses, and the Council was finally defeated. A new beginning with the Council's fall, the galaxy entered a new era. Earth emerged as a leader, not through conquest, but through resilience and justice. The United Earth Alliance became a symbol of unity, proving that even in the face of betrayal, humanity could rise stronger than ever. The Deathworld soldiers, once seen as mere warriors, were now legends, their stories inspiring hope across the stars. And though Earth remained cautious, they extended a hand of friendship to those who sought peace, ensuring that betrayal would never again divide the galaxy.